Yo, my glitchers, Sleepio here. Today I wanted to give my view and statement on the current ban situation in the Division. So, as some of you might know, they banned a few people that did the damage and loot exploit, starting on the 31st March, so that's yesterday. And they will also roll back the account, so reset your progress, to the 17th March. So 2 weeks back, basically. I have the source on that right now. That is an official forum post from Ubisoft. So that did happen. I personally did the damage and loot exploit, and got rightfully banned for that. In my opinion, that's really good. It shows that the devs are actually doing something and they don't just want to let the game die. And honestly, that's a really good sign to the player base, because if there wouldn't be any punishment for such a game-breaking exploit, then the game would just be a joke at this point. I mean, there's so many bugs already that it's kinda a joke for me. That's why I even did it in the first place. I just don't really care much about the game anymore. Each update introduces new bugs and old bugs get fixed very slowly, if at all. I knew I might get banned for that, but I just couldn't care less, to be honest. I saw the benefit for me. By doing the exploit, I could just farm what I need within a few hours and then don't have to touch the game again until all the bugs are fixed or until the raid. Hate me for that, but if I would care, I wouldn't admit it here. I only did the loot exploit for a few hours and I was pretty much good to go until the raid. With the loot exploit, you could revive enemies by doing negative damage. That's very good coding, by the way. Negative damage equals revive. I mean, great. And you basically shot dead NPCs on the floor for 1 minute and they got instantly revived. And yeah, after doing that for about 1 minute, you also needed another guy that actually kills them right away. So you just have 2 guys shoot on the dead body. And after 1 minute of doing that, you have to loot for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm not talking about looking at every item. I'm talking about literally scrolling through the loot pile with the mouse wheel and checking for god rolls. That's how much loot it was. I basically had every god roll build I wanted after just a few hours. If they wouldn't have banned me, there wouldn't even be a reason to play the game anymore. So by doing the rollback, they actually make players play again. So that's really good and a reasonable punishment. Because what would be the point of playing if everybody has everything, right? It's they do themselves a favor with that. Now a quick word to the people that think the ban is unfair or not justified. Please get out of the bubble you live in. There was never such a severe exploit in the game, not even in Division 1 as far as I know. So how can people expect nothing happens when they exploit? Only because it never happened before? They even made a forum/Twitter post and threatened to ban for exploiting after the glitch was public, and of course exploiting is against TOS. So even without the forum post, people should know that exploiting is not allowed and bannable, because it's like that in every game. People are also saying that it's Massive's responsibility to fix the bug fast enough and that they shouldn't ban people since it's the game's fault. But I have to disagree. Marco Style made a good analogy on Twitter, so I'm just gonna repeat it here. It's the bank's fault that I stole money because I found a loophole in their security system. The bank system was flawed, so the bank should be held accountable for me stealing the money. Yeah. After reading that, even the most stupid person should understand that it's not Massive's fault that people got banned. It's their own fault. Of course, it is not fair that only some players got banned and others that did it as well didn't get banned. And honestly, if there won't be a second ban wave, I might post a few screenshots with names on Twitter, since this actually affects me. My clan seems to have a few banned players, while players in other clans that also exploited didn't get banned at all. I don't like to be a snitch, but I also won't accept me and my mates getting banned while other clans still play. That's not fair, and I will not accept it. That's as easy as that. Since I will compete in the raid, I have to think a little bit competitive here. I also wanted to address the SHD level real quick. So, many people accuse me and Wits of exploiting the target practice. Either those people are trolls, stupid, or in case of YouTubers, just want to start drama for views. At this point, I actually feel like some of the YouTubers are doing a social experiment to see how much stupidity you can spread until people realize and leave. I refuse to believe that some people can be so stupid. When I hear that I exploited the target practice, I always ask what I did wrong. Normally the answer is, you exploited target practice. Well, that's not correct. Me and Wits never failed the target practice. We always completed the full activity. That has nothing to do with an exploit, and it takes literally 2 minutes to find out what we said in our videos and how exactly it works. Yeah, that's really not much research. It doesn't take long. It's not an exploit to do in-game activities. The target practice is an activity just like territory control, for example. It rewards the same amount of XP. The only thing the devs forgot when they choose the XP/loot rewards is that you don't encounter any NPCs in a target practice, and it's much faster than any other activity. But that's not an exploit, that's an oversight. A damage stacking bug where you have to enter and leave a turret over and over, that sounds more like an exploit to me. And that's also gonna be the last time I will explain myself. It's just no point. I think I did it enough on Twitter, and I already said it in my video, that it's not an exploit. If people refuse to understand or just don't listen, then I can't help them, then just, I don't know, keep living in that bubble. But the amount of retardation I encountered in just one day is not normal. And I of course don't talk about everybody now, but Division's community is one of the most toxic ones I ever witnessed. And I feel like too many people just blindly follow opinions of others. Please think for yourself before you make an opinion and don't talk about things you have no clue about. And that's gonna be it for the video. Have a nice day and see ya in a week.